Well, hi everybody. I hope this is in here. I hope it's got my cards and I hope it's got me and the cards. I told you I'd be back. I warned you. So, anyway, it's getting that time of the month. We got a new month coming up. We have August coming up. Um, Used to be a pretty dreadful month for me when I lived in the middle of the low desert, and it was usually 120 with 90% humidity in August. But I'm not really complaining because I did get to go swimming a lot. I had a pool in the backyard, so I swam a lot. It's my thing. Um, I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you for the donations, and thank you so much for the ones that have requested readings. And I get super high doing the readings because I absolutely love to do them. I've met so many wonderful people through those readings, and had some really good feedback from them. Uh, I'm today. The word today is grateful. Grateful. Sometimes I forget to wake with that attitude of gratitude. I know I spent years. It's funny how we'll start a habit and it works so well, whether it's going to the gym or whatever, drinking a lot of water, and we'll just be feeling so great, and then all of a sudden we just quit. Well, I used to have this wonderful way of getting out of bed. I think someday we're going to have a deal that says BT, like before Trump. Not that I'm referring him to Christ in any way, please. But where I'd wake up in the morning and I'd feel really good, be a little bit lazy, and I'd lay there and I would ask myself, what am I grateful for today, and what am I thankful for today? And I would start out, with my family, their health, my neighbors. I would just start going, my block, my city, my country. The fact at that time when I first started this, it was before the internet really took off, and I wasn't that familiar with it to start with because I've never been, whatever, let's not get into me. But then I would ask, another thing I was always grateful for, that there was libraries in every city and town and stuff, so people, what a wonderful country where you could go get information out of a library and read on it. But anyway, when you break it down to the small stuff, there's so many things to be grateful for in this beautiful America of ours. And we want to keep its light on, we want to keep it glowing, we want to keep the good energy coming toward us. So one way to do that is to be thankful and grateful no matter what's going on. Just to remind yourself to be thankful and grateful, and how blessed we are, because all we have is this moment. We don't have 5 minutes ago, and we don't have 5 minutes from now. We've just got right now. And that's for mental health and for physical health. So we need to use that energy and just suck it in to be grateful. And I'm going to read on this month coming up, and then I'm probably going to read on Trump or one of the children. I hate to say this out loud because I don't even want to put that energy out there, but I have this feeling that the lower he goes in the polls, or the more he thinks he might lose this presidential race, it looks like he's trying to start a race war. I hope I'm wrong. And even if he's trying, I hope it doesn't work. I hope nobody gets injured before this is over because of his horrible, horrible energy coming out of his mouth. It's anyway, let's don't go there. Let's just say a little prayer, bring in light and love. I want to thank my guides, and I really want to thank Rennie, because I could not have done this channel without him. I know I couldn't. He's the one that encouraged me to do it and gave me the confidence to do it. And I just want to thank him and ask him to come through and help me with this reading for the next month. And I'm sorry, I have this problem. It's called ADD. No, I'm not sure what it's called, but it's just trying to figure out which cards to use. Yeah, these feel better. These cards feel better for this month. So let's do that. We're going to use the Golden Tarot. Oh, wow. Since one of those fell out face up, we're going to take that for the heading of the reading. No, we're not. Change my mind. I'm going to put her back in there because that's my yes card. We might need to know if something's yes or no. And yes on what? Yes on the month? Yeah, we're going to have a month. God, are we going to have a month? Might be a little slower starting out than before, but I got a feeling before this whole month's over that there's going to be some stuff coming out. Of course, there's always stuff coming out with this family, telling who they're trying to screw next. Literally and physically. That was the Hanged Man. I am going to put that over the top of the reading. The one that fell out and I just picked up down there. Hanged Man, the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man. Sometimes these cards are just so easy to work with, and sometimes they're not. And here we got that music in the background again, but I'm not going to get up and change it. I think I'll just leave it on and hope it doesn't take away too much from what's going on here. Okay, this is for August. For August. Help us, Lord, for August. Well, it starts out with somebody finding some, start out with the 3 of coins, which is upside down. So somebody's going to find, it's going to be something coming out about the money, about the family money. This is dark money, this is family money. This is Trump's private money, and it's upside down. Something's coming out about that money this month, maybe quicker than we realize. For that to be the first card out. Second card out is the 2 of coins. Somebody's going to really be trying to spin this. Spin it, spin it, spin it. It's going to be pretty bad news if they're going to spin it that much. The challenge is the Hermit. I sure didn't think anything was going to come out this quick, and especially in August. That's the month where everybody's gone, but maybe that's the month things will come to the surface. Who knows? But we've got the Hermit here. And I hope that's not this is the challenge card. When I first looked at it, I thought the challenge, I don't know why, it's hard to read cards without Trump being in there, but it's just because we got the card over the reading is the Hangman, which means that things are just going slow and just barely hanging in there. It's one way to look at the Hangman. But we got story about family money coming out. The news media really trying to spin it, and unnews medias like Fox Noise. We've got somebody not even wanting to come out and face things. And when I first picked this up, of course, I felt like it was Trump, and I thought, why do I always bring him into all these readings? Well, it's hard not to. He's manipulating the whole world right now. But whatever this news is, even baffle him with bullshit, Trump thinks that he can't, that he'd rather just stay home and be quiet about it. In fact, this news is so intense, he's going to be getting a hold of Putin to ask him how to spin it. That's how bad this news is. Now, these cards are not what I was expecting, because I was just kind of expecting it to be pretty smooth the first week in August. But anyway, that's what the card says for the first week in August. It's not what I'm saying, but that's what those cards are saying, and I'm going to read them like I see them. For the second week, got the Five of Cups. And this particular deck, the Five of Cups is either being afraid of going to jail or trying to stay out of jail, or being in jail. Take your pick. Should have a little deal here where I could just spin it and hit it and have it come up how it should be, but anyway, let's lay this here until we go back over them at the end. So starting the second week in August, somebody's going to be worrying about going to jail. And since it's right under the family money card here, it's somebody in the family. So something is coming out. Something's coming out. Maybe some of these courts in New York, and some of these cases in New York, and maybe something to do with the income tax. Then by the second week, people are losing sleep over this. And since it's under the spin card, it may be trying to figure out how to spin it. It may be just depression. I'm getting the strangest feeling that these three cards have something to do with the children, with Ivanka and Don Jr. and the Pip, or what, I can't remember, Eric. I have a grandson named Eric that for some reason I just cannot, they don't match. Anyway, so it's always hard for me to remember his name, but anyway, so yeah, somebody's losing sleep. So I'm glad I stuck that Nine of Cups back in the deck, because this is towards the end of the second week. We got the Nine of Cups, which is the Yes card. It usually means angels of light and people of peace. Take a deep breath, something good's coming your way. So whatever this is, it might really get to the surface, and the truth get to the surface. It looks like, yes, something is coming out the second week of August, and when I look back on this, I'm going to be shocked if that's so, because I was thinking of August as being a sleepy month. And by the end of the second week, we have the Four of Cups. Which in this deck, this Golden Tarot deck, to me has always been like angels and truth and light coming through, usually for a family. Now, I can't see angels of truth and light, not that they wouldn't be there to help them, they'd be there to help them any second. But I feel like this is for the family of Earth. That something's breaking through here. Something of goodness is breaking through by the end of the second week in August. So starting the third week, we got the Eight of Coins, which is the apprentice card, which is usually going back to the drawing board, or somebody in prison making license plates, or somebody doing their work well and being proud of it. Bullshit and lies, would that be the work and they're being proud of it? Because since it's right over here in the line that started out being Trump, from the beginning, from the family at the top, I'm thinking that more of the baffle with BS or something like that. I don't, we'll come back and look at that card later, but that's somebody trying to prove they're doing their job and doing a good job of it, working hard or something in there, some kind of bullpucky. And into the third week, we got the Hierophant here. We have the government coming out with some more information. Something's going to get out. Something's coming out that nobody's expecting. Or maybe they are expecting it. Maybe that's why maybe it's why those people in the house just took off on vacation like everything's okay. Maybe they're all expecting something to come out that we don't know about. Wouldn't that be nice? Anyway, the challenge for that is is the walking on eggs card, is what I call it. Sometimes taking the high ground. It's the Seven of Wands. It's well, this challenge all the way across here is the high ground. So it's kind of like good challenging evil and being very careful what they're saying or coming up with. Not to jump the gun, just to hold back. Something that might seem really obvious to us. I think this is the Congress still holding back on it just a little bit for some reason. They've got something. I say Congress, I mean the House. They've got something going on there, and they are just trying to hold it back and be careful what they're saying. And that's by the end of the third week of August. So at the very end of the third week of August, right before the last week starts, we have the Victory card here. Since it's in this row, I'm hoping it is for government. I'm hoping that it's news coming through that's a victory for all of us. We'll have to see. And then going into the fourth month, gee whiz, I just got a feeling that this isn't going to be a very good month for the Trumps. We got secrets being revealed, howling at the moon, shining light on things that haven't been lit up before. turning the light on in a dark room. It's like until I'm chill, it's like somebody digging inside a file, like you used to see in the movies in the 60s where people were robbing the lawyers or something and looking at them, or the courts or something where they were going through the files. It's like something being uncovered from, I wonder if it's this Epstein stuff. Something coming out from the past. A little further back than we've been thinking about. That's interesting. And whatever it is that comes out, this is the last week of August. Whatever it is that comes out, and I know I get this card every time. We got the walking away card here again. This walking away card is maybe it's the kids. If it's not Trump, it's the kids. Somebody's walking away, literally leaving their post at the White House. Well, I'm calling it the White House. I haven't seen anything that says it is, but somebody high up in government is leaving their post. And we just heard today that Dan Coates was resigning or whatever. They've been trying to run him out of there forever. I don't feel like it's him. I feel like it's somebody in there even closer than he is. Somebody that literally works in some... Wouldn't it be nice if it was Stephen Miller? What if a bunch of junk came out from this Epstein stuff on Stephen Miller? You know, I haven't read on him for a while. We'll have to read on him. But anyway, somebody's walking away. Next card out, this is the challenge, is the Wheel of Fortune. As this news gets around the world, it's gonna... I always feel like nothing could change the world's opinion of Trump to any worse than it is, but I think it's going to make it worse. I really do. And here he is looking under the bed, trying to figure out where to hide again. Keep saying this is going to happen. And the last card, which is the future card, is the High Priestess. Well, we know that Trump's not going to get spiritual, or anybody that works for him, but I like the idea that she's right on top of this these Six of Wands over here, which is the victory card. So whatever this victory is for, it's not going to be for the administration, this victory coming through at the end of August. It's not going to be for the administration because we have the High Priestess on top of it. And that's good and spiritual energy coming through. And I definitely know in my heart that that wouldn't be coming through for that organization. I'll put it nice. So I'm going to go down the rows on these and see, hope you guys can see what I'm doing, and I hope the camera's on. We started out with family money, upside down family money, dark family money, the three. So something's coming out the first week, more stuff about the money. Let's hope it's the income taxes. Whatever it is, it's so bad that they're worried about going to jail. This next one down is the Five of Coins. They're worried literally about somebody in the family going to jail over it. The next card is the Apprentice card. You think it could be high enough up to get the Dawn? I don't know. That's also a card that's used sometimes for making license plates in jail, so maybe it's not personal. But it is kind of funny that that was the name of his TV show. We can always dream, can't we? We can always dream. And the reason that this has all happened is because the secrets that are coming out. The lights that's going to be shined on something that happened a long time ago. That's why I'm thinking maybe it is Trump himself instead of the family. Because it's something that happened way back. Now, the reason I'm feeling this is because of the little mini vision I had there, that it's something from the past. But it doesn't have to be. No telling what pops into my head. If I had to keep track of everything that popped in there, I'd be a nervous wreck. And so coming down on the second row, we got the spin card. At the top, we got the two of coins, the spin card. So whatever this news is that comes out, they're going to be working full time, blowing and snowing, seeing what they can get the wrong story out there to the people. It's bad enough that it's going to have people not sleeping at nights. I mean, really worrying about it. It has to do with the law coming in. Something to do with the law case, judge, indictments, something to do with the government law being mixed into it. Let's just hope that Barr can't block this. I'll tell you, well, I don't even want to go to Barr right now. Maybe we will do a reading on him after this, though. The next one is the walking away, which is the 8 of Cups. So whatever this is, it's going to be so bad, there's going to be people walking away. At least trying to walk away from it. Wanting to hide. Because yes, they are in trouble. And I don't think they're going to be able to take the high ground on this, whatever it is. They may try, but they're not going to, just spin it and blame it on other people. Don't be surprised if even something to do with Clintons and everything else come in before this is through. That's why I think it might have something to do with this Epstein business. We got the worldview changing and Trump trying to get under his bed. Trying to figure out how to reach overseas for what to do about this. So bad he's even going to ask somebody for advice, probably Putin himself. There will be angels of light coming through. Well, that was the 4 of Cups. Well, I'm not going to pick it up right now. Angels of light coming through. And a victory coming through for the people. And for righteousness. So that sounds really good. I don't know. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a real boring reading for this month. And remember, if any of you want a private reading, you can get a hold of me at lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. Yeah, lynntarotreadings@gmail.com if you'd like a private reading. But anyway, that's what it's saying about the month of August coming. I was going to usually have to pull some clarifiers, but I don't think I need any clarifiers on those. I'm going to do something that I didn't even plan on doing, but I'm being told to do it. I'm going to read on Epstein. I am. Let's do a quick reading on him. I'm going over to spend time with my family this evening, so that'd get all this stuff out of my head or whatever. I'm going to use these old reading cards because they're a little darker than my other cards. And another reason I want to use them is because Epstein's feeling really old right now. You know, this man, I was reading some stuff that some of his ex-girlfriends had written. The ones that, like, spent the night with him and stuff, and maybe not just the procurers or whatever you want to call it. Procurer of women. Is that how you'd say it? Not women, little girls. But anyway, the people that used to sleep with him and hang out with him, his so-called girlfriends, said they couldn't even sleep because he had to have it like 52 degrees in the bedroom and they'd just shiver all night. Well, I wonder if where he's at now, if they got that gel 52 degrees to keep him happy. And I also wonder if he could get anything around his neck to try to choke himself while he was trying to go into his sexual addictions. They said he looked like he'd been choked or something, and it was self-inflicted. I was wondering if it had something to do with his gross sexual habits, because sex is sex is sex. I'm not saying that anything's gross or not gross, but he's got a hard addiction from the sound of everything I've read on him, and maybe that was one way of fulfilling it or something. I probably end up cutting this part out of here, and I can because it's when I'm shuffling, so I can cut it out pretty easy if it sounds too gross when I look through it. So anyway, I don't even know where to start this, but we're going to start it. Okay, this is on Epstein. Well, the high priest is the first one out, the hero plant. And also, when I was very young and first started reading cards, I had a dream about the hero plant, and it was just saying, I woke up saying, you can't change the hero plant, you can't change the hero plant, because it's like stuff that's set in traditions of law. Kind of like in, I was going to say the hierarchy of man, but that's not the right words. But anyway, you can't change it. So I feel like it's just now starting to dawn on Epstein that he may not get out of this, because he's always felt like he had the golden key to the golden crown, and that he knew enough on everybody that he could get out of everything. Now, he may end up dead. I hate to say that, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if they didn't kill him off and then say somebody got into his cell. They need a camera on him at all times, but I don't think they want a camera on him. I think there's enough people high up that just don't want any of this information to come forward. That's just my feeling. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if he ends up dead. Another Lee Harvey Oswald. Whatever. I'll never forget the first feeling I had when I heard he was dead. But anyway, yep, and what's over this hero plant is the 9 of Cups. So it's illusion, delusion. It's like, let's don't watch these movies that he's got, and let's don't go through this information on him, and let's don't go through these hundreds and hundreds of accusers. Let's just say that somebody killed him in jail, and now we're just going to let this drop or something. I hope not, but I'm just feeling like this is a whole bunch of spin. And I'm sorry I went back to killing him in jail, but I know he's not safe. And that's because I don't think our government wants him to be safe. Or who's in charge of our government right now, like Mr. Barr. The foundation of this reading is the 10 of Pentacles upside down. So his money is really getting drained and hung up in the courts already. All of Epstein's money is just getting, that's why that card's upside down. Huge amounts of money are getting frozen, getting taken out where he can't get his hands on them. All kinds of stuff are going on like that. And in the past, he didn't have to worry about anything. He had the ace on his side. He always had an ace of cups in his pocket that he could pull out and blackmail anybody. I remind him of, I don't know what they've been doing. They've been moving guns or moving people or moving drugs, plus pornography and people. This is, I know I always used to laugh at all those conspiracy theories they came up with about the left wing, but I don't think this was from any side. I think this was just money and greed, and it's going to end up hitting both sides before it's over. And in the sky on this reading, we have the Ten of Wands. And in this particular deck, it's not so much like I have so much work to do, I'm hiding from it. It's like the whole world's caving in on me. I don't know if you guys can see that card or not, but it's like, boy, the whole world is just caving in. Sun's shining over there in the background, but it's never going to get near me again. So this man, I don't think will ever see the light of day, or ever be out in a field again, that he was ever in a field, but out in nature or out anywhere. I think he's in prison till he draws his last breath. And in the near future, we got the Hangman again. So don't be surprised if this gets hung up. If they just keep doiling it out just a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. And then we got the Seven of Swords here. This information is just going to blow everybody's mind. And every time we think we've heard the worst of something, something else is going to come out. And then we've got the Seven of Cups. And in this deck, it's always been getting to a better spiritual place. So maybe by the time this is all over, that the whole world will be in a will be brought up to a higher light, because maybe it's going to get rid of a lot of darkness. I feel like getting this whole thing out in the open, getting it taken care of, getting as much of it shut down as they possibly can, brings more light into this planet. Even this is going to be some dark stuff. This is going to be some really, really dark stuff before this is through. This is not just slap on the hand stuff. And I've heard a lot of dark stuff in my lifetime. I'm not a prude, but it's going to really bring out some dark stuff. And the hopes and fears around there is the Two of Wands upside down. And yes, that's true. It's upside down, because no, he's never going to see the outside world again. This is, in this particular deck, this Two of Wands is kind of getting out and seeing the world in a different attitude. Maybe if they don't end up killing him, he'll stay in jail long enough to start getting spiritual. Wouldn't that be something? But it's even upside down. If he does, it'll probably be in an occult way. And the outcome and answers to this is the Empress upside down. So, the Empress upside down. It's like the Two of Wands was upside down. I just hope that they don't end up finding trafficked women that have been trafficked for sex and stuff. If they don't get to them pretty quick, they might just find the bodies, but I hope they don't find actual people in bondage or kept somewhere or something like that. But anyway, it is the Empress, which is giving life, and it's upside down, so maybe it's going to bring out open a door into this darkness and expose it. so the light comes back to our planet. And I'll have to look at this, see if it makes any sense. Happy Sunday to everybody, and hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Want to thank everybody for the comments from a couple of days ago. That made me feel really good. Made me feel like I was missed. Pretty good when an old lady feels like she's missed. Anyway, I love you all for watching, and I love your comments. And if anybody would like a reading, it's Lynn Tarot Readings at gmail.com. And just have a great, healthy time till I see you again. Thank you. Bye-bye now.